This is a hydrometer, and it's your tool for working out how strong your fermented beer or wine is. It's a float, and it bobs up and down in the liquid you put it in, and depending on how deep it sinks within the liquid, you can read off a number against the surface of the liquid that it's sitting in. Basically, it measures density. So the more dense the fluid, the higher up it sits, and the higher the number you read off. The less dense the liquid, the more it sinks, and the more you read off these lower numbers here. Fermentation basically turns a sugary liquid, which is dense, into alcohol, which is less dense. So by measuring the difference in density between the start of fermentation and the end of fermentation, you can work out how much alcohol you've produced. So you can see on the left we've got a sugary liquid we're going to measure, and on the right hand side we've got just water, which is similar sort of densities of pure alcohol. So what we would normally do is we would either sterilise our hydrometer completely and float it directly in the liquid, or we would take a sample using our measuring tube here. I've got two jugs just because they're easier to see, but if you were using this you would completely sterilise it inside and out and the hydrometer, and then you would dip it into your beer or wine, and then you would take the reading in that tube. For the sake of this demonstration we'll just assume we've done all that, and I'll show you how to take a reading. Get the hydrometer like that, drop it into the liquid and give it a spin. Now this makes sure that any bubbles that might gather on it are done away with, and let it settle down, and then we read off the surface where it's settled our reading. I'll just turn that down. You can see that is about 1016. So that's what a mild sugar solution reads. If we put it into the water, you can see it should sink straight in and it settle. Should be exactly 1. Looks good enough to me. So that's how we use it. Remember to clean everything, put it in and give it a spin to get rid of any bubbles. Now in terms of working out how strong your beer or your wine is, there's a simple equation. OG minus FG divided by 7.45 gives you your alcohol. Brewers call density gravity. So your original gravity, i.e. the reading you get at the start of your fermentation or before you've added the yeast, minus Fg, final gravity, the reading you get at the end when all the yeast has done its work and turned the sugar into alcohol. Take those two readings, divided by 7.45, gives you the alcohol. So for example, for a beer with a starting gravity, an original gravity of 1045, finishes off at about 1008, divide by 7.45, you can give you 4.97%. So that would be starting somewhere around there and then fermenting down to somewhere around there. That's what it would look like. So that's very quickly and very basically how to use a hydrometer.